During World War II, two sisters and a brother were arrested in their small Polish town and sent to Auschwitz. The two girls were named Golda and Miriam, and the boy Shmuel. At Auschwitz, the men and the women were separated. They were in two different parts of the camp, kept apart by barbed wire fences. Golda realized that her brother, with the other men, was being forced to perform hard slave labor for the Nazis, and that he might not survive, eating only the sub-minimal rations provided. So each day she threw her bread ration over the fence to her brother. Her sister Miriam and their friends each took a little portion of their ration and gave it to her so that she could have something to eat. This went on for a few weeks. But Golda began to feel guilty at having her sister and their friends deprive themselves of even a small portion of their food because she wanted to help her brother. Finally, she decided what to do. She began to stand on the bread line twice. This was, of course, risky and also dangerous, but everything went well for 2 weeks. Then, one day, when she came up for a second time to the table where the bread was distributed, a husky female German camp guard, whom they called Berta the Brute, yelled at her, "You filthy Jew, you are a thief! You're on the line a second time. I recognize you. I saw you here earlier." She then punched Golda in the face, and when she fell down, began to beat her with a whip. Miriam and all the other women were watching, terrified. With every blow that fell, Golda screamed, and her sister Miriam screamed silently. Then Miriam remembered a tale that she had been taught in the former good days in her Beis Yaakov school about a man who had been sentenced to be executed by a king for breaking into the palace. His best friend, who knew that the charge was false and that he was innocent, confessed to the crime to save him. Miriam, who looked somewhat like her sister, jumped forward and yelled, "Leave her alone, it was me, I did it." Berta then left Golda and turned her attention to Miriam. She began to pummel and whip her. But then Golda got up and began to scream, "No, she's lying, it was me, she's only saying that to save me." Once again, Berta turned back to Golda, but then Miriam yelled, "No, she's lying." Each sister was yelling. Berta looked from one to the other as if confused and stunned, and she turned and began to walk away. The women who were nearby said that they saw a tear running down her cheek. The truth is that if the God people would love each other as they should, with a fiery love, then a spark of compassion might even ignite in the dark hearts of the anti-God people. This story comes from Jewish Tales of Holy Women by Yitzchak Buxbaum.